the outside of it looks like that is the parking lot. Well, what is of it? So there's like a gift shop, and then I'm gonna give you the lightest bit of details that I can here. Hold on. So the building that you're looking at right now is the gift shop and like the tasting bar. And then the brown brick building is what is now where they age all of their barrels, or most of their barrels, but used to be one of the housing like dorms, and they split the building in half, and there were at one time there were originally 100 inmates on either side, and when population spiked it wound up being close to 200 to 300 per side, about 600 total in that building. Insanity. And then that building right there is the chapel, so we don't go in there, but I'll tell you. So this is just like alcohol, bourbon, and all that kind of stuff. Straight bourbon, whiskey bourbon. That's like an orange bourbon. I don't know anything about this, so that's why I kind of just move on. Oh, there are my feet, which is really terrible. But yeah, this is the inside of the gift shop. It's called Southern Grace Distilleries in Mount Pleasant, North Carolina. In case you're curious. So there you go. Just kind of like the random stuff they sell. Sorry if you can hear my dog snoring, by the way. But yeah, whiskey prison. So they have like random apparel stuff. So yeah, that's the room I was talking about. And then see the barrels there in that doorway. They blast music in there because the music the bass line stirs the whiskey without them having to move the barrels. The guy at the very front there in the blue shirt was our tour guide. He was fantastic, honestly. So yeah, that held up to 600 people at one point, which should tell you something about. There's no air. There was heat, I believe, but there was no air in any of these buildings. So there you go. And then we had, I'm trying to think of other like details that he told us. So, there was a like terrible conditions, like horrible, terrible conditions. That's the chapel, I believe, or the admissions building, and the chapel's beside it. Yeah, that's it. That's the admissions building. That is the like lookout tower, which should tell you how far the property is. They put a little mannequin in there holding like a fake gun, so you can kind of see him in there. Sort of. Not really, the glare is kind of bad. And then that right there is the chapel. And then this is the other dorms. So there was over 100 men in each dorm at one point, and I'll kind of show you the inside. Sorry if you can hear my dog snoring, by the way. There were originally 100 people per dorm, and then they expanded to 200 to 300 people per dorm. So it was, I think 200 people per dorm. I think they wound up with like an insane amount of population. It was a minimum security prison, so they just did whatever they wanted apparently. So we just walked around the grounds, and that's kind of another side of it. This building here, the little white one, is probably the scariest building in the entire thing. So I'll give you a little bit of background on that really quick, since you've seen it already. So that little building was what they called solitary confinement, and it basically, they would put one person in there, and because there was no heat and it was in the middle of summer, if you don't know anything about North Carolina, middle of the summer we get like 100 degrees easily. It was 76 when we were in there this day, and it was still like 80-90 degrees in this gel because we were sweating so bad. And so so they were basically, what they were doing before is they had people in them that would basically rotisserie, like not even being funny, they would literally rotisserie, like because they would get so hot, and they would explain it, but it would get so hot that their muscles would contract and they would cook because they'd be stuck in there so long, so they literally would cook. And that was the humanitarian way of doing things from how they did them before. Before, what they would do is they would flog them, and the floggings would be so bad they'd basically die. So there you go. Now this is another solitary here, and these people really got on my nerves. I'll be honest. We had where they're standing in 2 seconds. Well, hold on, we'll just move past them. But yeah, this is the solitary stuff over here. Now, my mom filmed this, and I want to bring attention to that, because go mom. The panoramics are insane, the videography is ridiculous, and she's about to be my new film person forever, literally. She's unbelievable. So this is her clip here that I thought I would highlight, and this is just inside of the dorms. There were